video is to show off this kind of game I've been working on inside of S&Box. First, I'm going to tell you kind of what is the concept of the game, what's going on. Then I'm going to go into, what I've built and where I'd like to see it go if I end up doing that. So in this game, it's a sort of like MOBA kind of lane game where you have a base, and this is my base here, and there's 3 lanes, and periodically my units are going to spawn and walk down this lane. And as they go down this lane, they're going to encounter enemy units coming from another base. And in this game, there's actually 4 bases controlled by 4 different players on each end of the map. And each player is connected either directly or indirectly to every other player. The indirection comes here in the center lane where all players' units are going to meet and fight it out. When my units kill other units, and periodically, just over time, I earn money. And I'm going to spend that money to upgrade my base and my units. So for instance, I can spend my money to upgrade my units' melee weapons. If I now go look at my units, or particularly the melee weapons that are used by my units, I can see they are now level 1. There are different types of damage and armor in this game. So for instance, my footmen do normal type damage, and they have heavy armor. And I can see in this little tooltip bar on the right that normal damage does 200% against medium, 100% heavy, 100% against buildings, or 50% against light. And so this kind of creates a rock, paper, scissors game with damage where my footmen are going to be strong against archers because they have medium armor. My archers are going to be strong against mages because they have light armor. And my mages are going to be strong against footmen. So I can control, where am I putting my power into by controlling, do I upgrade my mages, my archers, or my footmen? I also can upgrade just unit armor in general, which would increase, health as well, or I could upgrade my magic. And if I upgrade my magics, it gives my mages an ability. For instance, right now I get heal for level 1 magic. This game is lacking a lot of content in what I've built so far, but you would expect that each level of upgrade on magic would give them a new magical ability, and so on. I can also upgrade my buildings to give them more health and armor as well, in case I get attacked. And I can upgrade my barracks, where my units are spawning from. And when I upgrade my barracks, not only do they become stronger, but they spawn units faster, and they spawn additional types of units. So for instance, a barracks level 2 would start spawning knights, and I can even go into my barracks and instantly spawn units to reinforce or to apply more pressure in one of those lanes. Another cool thing is the unique abilities for units. So in the towers that I have in my base, once I get to a level 2 fort, I can start upgrading special abilities for my units. So for instance, I could get critical strike, which gives a chance to deal bonus damage on my footmen and my knights. Or I could do training regiments, which gives more health and attack rate to those same footmen and knights. Perhaps I could do searing arrows to reduce armor from archers or towers. I could give my footmen and knights battle cry or some improved ballistics, which will improve my archers even more. Ideally, you would have a bunch more of these upgrades. At least I would say 5 more for, at least that's what I would envision is 5 more. And we can look to see, I've gone pretty far with the programming of this. So if I upgrade my searing arrows on my archers, you can see I can click my archer and it says, hey, they have searing arrows. And they're going to use that ability automatically. Or I could look at my footman and it says, oh, you could have critical strike on this if you upgrade it, but you haven't yet. And I can also see the status effects applied to units. So I'm going to watch my archer shoot this guy here, and we see, oh, searing arrows applied. And we can see his armor, or their armor, is also impacted. So, got all that. Let's see, what else have I done that's worth talking about? Actually, that's about it, honestly, for all the different things. A lot of the UI, this is also all networked. I've gone and made it so you can launch multiplayer instances, and it properly manages the state. Each player can interact with their own base and do the upgrades. It doesn't have like a complete gameplay loop where, we'll say victory or defeat. But we got all the core features are here. Instead of using the 3D physics engine that's inside of S&Box or Source 2, it uses a volatile physics 2D engine to do unit movement and unit collision. There's a couple different particle effects and little projectiles, as you can see. But as me being just a single developer who specializes mostly in programming, we haven't got much further than that. I don't actually know if I'm going to take this project any further. I spent a lot of time in this, and there's a huge need for art assets. This is ideally, you would have multiple races. And so at the start of the game, you would choose, I should say factions. You choose what faction you are, and that faction would influence the sort of upgrades that you have available here, as well as perhaps minor unit details about your units. It could also affect things like the cost of upgrades or how high of a level each upgrade can get. But yeah, we haven't reached that point because that's content. Also, the map is just this gray wasteland, and so ideally it would be a lot prettier. So yeah, this is what I've been working on or have worked on in the past. We also got HP bars. That's kind of neat. Little hovering circles. Yeah, thanks for watching.